This is a cutscene. This cutscene is Hyrule Field title screen. Okay, so these are the cutscenes that play when we don't press anything on the title screen. And update scripted is only called... Oh, hey, there it is. Update scripted. Yeah, okay. We've been here. This is play update. I'm like, I don't even want to look at code right now. I just need to take a break and just chill for a second. And it's probably very close to... I'm probably right next to it. What are these? Aha! Hello and welcome back to another Master Quest, cracking the code, code spelunking, all of those things in one. So I want to start this with... let's take a look at this code base really quick. I want to add more context to what I'm doing here. I am looking through the repo that contains the decompilation of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. What the heck does that even mean? Let's go to the pull requests. A pull request is basically somebody looking at this code base and saying, hey, I want to make a change. Let's look at this one, this player anim movement. It's right here. This is what I want to point out. The people who are working on this project are taking code that looks like this like, oh, Funk 80, whatever, and turning it into things that make sense. So like a lot of what I'm reading right now is the work that these people have been doing trying to make sense of all this code. So here's just a really old commit. So this commit was made 4 years ago. Okay, graph.c didn't even exist at this point. Main.c did. Okay, where's graph thread entry now? Oh, did they not even have a graph thread? Oh, what is this? Is this... These look like instructions. This is as low level as it gets. I do not intend to go through this sort of code, but this is still fascinating to see, right? All right, so that's enough context setting. So what I cared about looking at last time was how does this main function know that, you know, hey, Link needs to run over here. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I thought of a different way to figure out where to find the what I'm looking for here. Let me turn on my controller. So right here, we are in play's main function. What I'm curious about is like, okay, what's telling Link to do this? Like these are inputs being fed to him or something. Now, if you notice, I can press start, and if I press start, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, that's what I expected to happen. Pressing start takes us to this screen. So I want to see in this method, where do we check when we press start? Is there a start button? Oh wow, look at that. Whenever we're loading in to Ganon's tower or the boss fight, we're making absolutely sure that the player has a Master Sword. Button macros have to be somewhere. Controller, okay, all right, controller file. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Controller H. Okay, if I can't make progress on this, then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transition into checking more like gameplay stuff. Like I want to see how like I've had this question in my head mostly because it sounds funny, but how do dodongos work? I think it'd be more important to figure out like how does everything work, but man, I can't be asked to figure everything out. Oh, here we go. Button start, perfect. Okay. See demo. Demo is demo. Oh, is this the opening? Okay, so these are the cutscenes that play when we don't press anything on the title screen. Or the opening scene. Yeah, we have the Spirit Temple. Ah, so the first one is always the Spirit Temple. The second one is always Death Mountain. The third is always Ganondorf on his horse. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is interesting. These are all the intros. Well, Z play must call something from here. That's assuming Z demo isn't actually handling stuff. What I'm wondering right now is this. I found a Z demo file. In that Z demo file, how did I get here? We checked for start here, and we found this cutscene command destination. Get the player. Title demo skipped. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Game mode, end credits, game. If we're not normal, not in the end credits, we're not in the Hyrule field. Check for AB start. Is this sound effect? Piece of heart. I have to assume that that's the sound that plays. Yes, actually, title demo skipped. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is running when we're on the, let's call it title demo. And if title demo skipped is true, branch destination specified. Horse Rising button alpha. This has a secondary purpose, which is to signal to the title screen actor that it should display immediately. This occurs when a title screen cutscene that is not the main Hyrule field scene is skipped. Oh, then we have a destination, I see. Where was destination set? Not here. But if we're going to Ganon on the horse, or the three goddesses, or... Oh, is this just every... This is... Oh boy, this is every cutscene. That's a lot. Alright. Where is this called? We have a command. Is this like from a message? Cutscene process script. Where are you called? Cutscene handler runs script. Okay, well this has to happen when we open the game. Let's just where's the start script called? Title demo destination. Aha. Okay. So wait, this is an enum that's very specifically used for the title screen demo, which is only used here. Okay. This must have been passed somewhere. Cutscene command destination. Okay, actually this is fine. So when we I don't need to see what links into this, but I can see that when our destination is the demo, we check which cutscene. Oh no, these are the cutscenes that play once the opening cinematic has like cycled. It's just a plus plus. How are you defined? In an enum. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Start with the Spirit Temple, increment 1, increment 1. Sure. Yeah, and then once we finish the Ganondorf Horse one, we set the title demo destination back to the first one, so it just keeps looping those three. It's cool. You could easily insert other cutscenes into here. That's really cool. I wonder what happens if... What cutscene would happen next? Oh, there wouldn't. You'd have to add one here. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, hey, here that is. Hyrule Field title screen. There's title screen demo and Hyrule title screen. Okay. Alright, this is starting to make sense. When we are... pause the music. Let's go into the game. Here. This is a cutscene. This cutscene is Hyrule Field title screen. Once this title screen finishes, it's going to take us to title screen demo. We are watching a demo from the title screen. We then do a switch. A switch is a very fast way of checking, hey, what am I looking at right now? Let me show you. Okay, so basically, this is a number, and it starts at 0, and in our case, it's going to go up to 3, and you'll see why in a second. So when we enter title screen demo, like what's going to happen in, I don't know, 15 seconds, we're going to look at this S title demo destination, which starts off as Spirit Temple, which is going to fall into this case. So we say switch off of this, and we're going to fall into some case. The first case is always going to be title demo Spirit Temple, which then sets the next entrance to the boss cutscene, sets a trigger of some kind, sets a specific cutscene index, and then sets a transition type. So this is the Spirit Temple. This is entrance Spirit Temple boss 0, which probably has 0, 1, 0, 2. So yeah, there's more going on there. And then once it's done, we come back to the title screen. And this S title demo destination, there's this plus plus here. What that means is add 1. So we're starting off at 0. Once we finish the cutscene, or once we enter the cutscene, we add 1 to make sure that next time this happens, we're going to go into Death Mountain. And so the next cutscene that's going to happen here is Death Mountain. Man, this is so cool. All right, so we know how like the demo cutscene works. I still don't 100% know how, like, where is the update? Wait, isn't there an update in here? Cutscene command, update. So there's 2 update methods. Is there a main? Cutscene handler start script. Run script. Wait, so run script happens in setup scripted. Which gets called... I'm not sure what this refers to. Isn't this like the magic number that all cutscene indexes get set to? Yeah. if it's greater than that magic number, if anybody is, this is something I would love a comment about. Like, I don't know what 65520 means. It's clearly a signifier of something, but I don't know what that something is. Yeah, see, we check if it's not equal to that, if it's less than, greater than. But what is that? Like, I wish this was some, like, static constant somewhere. Like, I wish this was called, like, you know, special number for cutscenes, but, like, more descriptive. Update scripted. Update scripted. And update scripted is only called... Oh, hey, there it is. Update scripted. Yeah, okay. We've been here. This is play update. Okay. Okay. We're starting to see it. All right, yes. Progress. Okay. Where was that place that I saw in the first video that sets up the debug save? Debug save? DBG save? Ah, man. Equals link adult. Ah, okay. I gotta find it. But this is good. This is great. So basically, play update. Let me rewind. Where do I start? All right, for the folks who maybe aren't are a little confused. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to figure out how the heck does this title screen work? The first thing that I wanted to do on that first video was see how do we get from main, the beginning of the program, to here. So I found that, but now I'm curious about like how the heck does this work? Like what is telling Link to do these things? And what I'm finding is, okay, this is a cutscene, but I couldn't see how that cutscene gets updated. But I just found it. So here's how we get there. We have main. We go into this graph thread entry thing. Our main game loop is happening here. What happens first is we set up an overlay, which is game state setup. We've been here. And basically game state setup, we end up seeing, what was it? We end up going into setup underscore init. So let me look for setup underscore init. Not case sensitive. Okay, that ends up going into here, which sets the game state to console logo init. So we see the console logo. Once that console logo is done, set next game state. Okay, it's not there. Okay, we go into console logo main. Maybe in here we eventually... Yeah, so once we're done with showing the console logo, that N64 like icon, we go into title setup. Now in title setup, we don't do much, actually. I think this only runs once. View init. Oh, such a good song. So in setup title screen, we set the game mode to a title screen. Setting this running equals false means, okay, now just go straight into that title screen. We say Link is an adult. We initialize that debug save, which sets a lot of stuff here. This must set Epona to this very specific position. And we say go to Hyrule Field. Yes, okay, we're getting there. So now that we're going to go to Hyrule Field, and we have this magic number again, Link is an adult, we're going to Hyrule Field, and we're on game mode title screen. So now we go to play init. Somewhere in here, there is like cutscene logic that's running. We just found that And there's a lot of code here. I'm not trying to understand all of it. I'm just trying to understand one piece. Dot main equals, yeah. Okay, so in play init, you can see we're still in play init from just check out where my mouse is highlighting right now. So when we initialize the play screen, we say, all right, this state's main function is play main. In play main, this is like the update function that's running when the game is running. So we're in the update now. So in play underscore update, now we're gonna go and do a lot of stuff, most of which I'm gonna gloss over. But what I care about is, we're almost there, here, cutscene update scripted. So we update, like if we're in a cutscene, this function begins running. Well, this function runs no matter what. I don't know exactly the ins and outs, but we have cutscene setup scripted, which will somehow see, where was it? I'm like at the edge of madness right now. I'm fairly certain it was exactly what I was looking at, but I'm not seeing what I was seeing before. All right, this music is very fitting. All right, posture check, water check. We are in the weeds right now. I'm gonna pause right now. Half the time it helps to just take a step away. And we're back. Make sure you drink water. Or take a swig of your coffee, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, let me take a second now. So, where are we? Trying to understand how cutscenes work. Cutscenes happen in play, Z underscore play. I'm like, I don't even want to look at code right now. I just need to take a break and just chill for a second. So in Z underscore play, in play underscore update, it updates whatever the current cutscene is. We know that much. Okay, and that's this update scripted thing. Now, what did I see in here? How did I get here? It started with, like, checking if the start button was pressed. Set up scripted. Player in CS mode. What the heck is CS mode? I don't know. Not gonna dive into that. Oh, the cutscene handlers. Oh. Interesting. The cutscene index is greater than F0. Then we're gonna get this CS context, which is a cutscene context, get the state, and play it. Okay. So this cutscene context controls what we're doing here. We're either doing nothing, we're starting a script, running a script, stopping a script, or running a script unstoppably. Cool. And here are the handlers for that. Start script. Okay. Then we hit run script. Process script. Oh, what is the script? It's a pointer. Where is it loading these from? That's my question. Okay. I need to check this cutscene context. Gameplay demo mode check. Oh, in CS mode, is that cutscene mode? Player state 1_7. Ah, man. Yeah, these don't have names. If the CS action, that's a lot of cutscene actions. Oh, maybe this is like what causes the player to like move around in a cutscene. Oh, that makes sense. I hope. State 1. Player action to magic spell. Okay, so we have some way of knowing. I think this one makes more sense to me. Gameplay demo mode check. Are we in demo mode, which essentially means are we in a cutscene? Which checks, is our cutscene state not idle? That's a really important piece to this. Yeah, you have this object, okay. Or this pointer, maybe. Yeah, pointer. Okay, so when play update is called, we have a play state. A play state has like a cutscene index attached to it. Where does that cutscene index get? Ah, okay, that's in the game state. Is that saved? What am I looking for? Here it is. I need to put a bookmark here. Shout out to the bookmarks extension. I highly recommend it. I'm a toggle labeled. Set up opening demo. So play init takes the play state. That just comes from this state here. Where does the gsave context come from, though? Oh boy. Save context probably has the, like, which cutscene that we're going into. Cutscene. Would it be in a save? Cutscene index. There is a cutscene index in a save. I don't see a cutscene index being set here. Oh, no. Yes, it's right there. Okay. And this number, I think, is bigger than what was in play.c, right? Where was update scripted called? There's a check some. Here it is. If the cutscene index is greater than 65,520, which it is, this is 65,523, then set up the cutscene, set up some scripted cutscene, set the state of, oh, is this where we initialize this? Yeah, if we're currently idle, meaning we were not in a cutscene, and our cutscene index is greater than this. This is just like the cutscene flag, I guess. Yeah, so if, so we know that this is true, because when we enter the title setup screen, we set cutscene index to a number higher than 65,520. So we know that this is true. And we can only assume that the state of a cutscene context starts as idle. So I want to verify that right now. Ah, okay. Initialize the context. So this is initialization, right? So I'm in play init. Yeah. So when we first initialize play, ahaha, we're not in a cutscene. And we're at 0 on the timer. Update scripted. which at first has a cutscene context that doesn't do anything. Excuse me. This would not be true, so it would not run a manual cutscene handler. So here, this would be idle. I don't know if cutscene trigger would be... They don't set a cutscene trigger here. Okay, so I'm not sure if this code runs next. But we do know that this runs. Even if this code did run here, we set cutscene index to a number higher than this. So we fall into this case, which means that we set up scripted. We are idle. Player must not be in cutscene mode. Yes, we're still in idle, and we fall into here. So this is just like, aha, yes. We move into state underscore start. We start idle, so doing a plus plus brings us into start, meaning we're gonna start loading whatever the heck we need to. So we're doing a bunch of initializing stuff because we're starting. Play active cam ID. Okay, we'll look into the camera stuff some other time. And then we run the script. This is true. CS context, which is the current frame. The current frame of the script that is running. That's interesting. Scripts have frames. I suppose that makes sense, right? Like, every frame, characters must do whatever their motion is. So now we process the script. The script should be empty by default, right? At least you have to check that. Oh, so you copy. We have the play state, the cutscene context. Mem copy. Okay, this is a pointer. It's gonna test my C pointer knowledge here. Okay, what is mem copy? The first argument is the destination. The second is the source, and the last is the length. Number of bytes to copy. It copies length bytes, starting at the source to destination. Yeah, expects them not to overlap. Okay. So from the script, we copy... Now I have to know where the script comes from. We copy it into total entries, and then we increment, we move the pointer from that script more. We get the frame count. Okay, that's fine. Now for every single entry in this script, check the command. Oh wow, is this I just read on this. I've been reading a little bit into game design. No. Game engineering patterns. I forget the name of the book. This is reminding me of a pattern. Basically, they define their own like set of instructions, and now this is them processing that set of instructions. Like, this is how their cutscenes work. Here are the possible things that could happen there. A lot of stuff here. I'm starting to gloss over it a little bit. Oh man, yeah, some of these, they don't even have names. It's just actor Q, some numbers. But okay, we are... Default. Okay, so that did a lot. Which makes sense. We're processing whatever the script is. What I want to know now is, what is this script? Where did it come from? Let's go back here. And it came from this CS context. Segmented to virtual. Cutscenes. Set the script. Ah, is that what happened first? It probably did that in, like, play in it. Cutscene handle entrance triggers. Oh, I see. Entrance cutscenes have scripts. I think we're nearing the end here. So the next question is essentially, where does this script come from? How do they store these actions? That's going to be exciting. And it's probably very close to... I'm probably right next to it. What are these? Aha! Yup. Look at that. Hyrule Field intro cutscene. Begin the cutscene. Do some camera stuff. Do some more camera stuff. Point over here. Point over there. Cutscene end. Show the title card at this point. Yes. All right. We found it. Trying to go with definition on this. Okay, I'm gonna call it a win that I found any of this stuff. But yeah, this is great. This is great. Begin cutscene. So like these are the things that are being processed, I have to assume. Are the other cutscenes here? Oh boy, is this what these cutscenes looked like before? Oh boy. I don't know. This is a texture, so probably not. I assume it's a texture because it says text. And it comes from an assets folder. But we found the introduction, the intro to Hyrule cutscene. What are these cutscenes? Oh, Rumble the controller? What cutscene is this? Cutscene data 012400. Okay, we don't know what cutscene this is, but this is crazy. Yup. This file must be massive. Yeah, this is 6,000 lines of code in here, almost 7,000 of just data. Here's how they're defined. This is insane. I love this. Ah, man. This is a lot. This is a lot. I'm having a lot of fun going through this. I'm just very fascinated by this. And folks who don't know much about coding, I hope this is still interesting for you. I try here and there to like explain certain things, but you know, sometimes it's just hard to explain because yeah, a lot of this stuff is complicated. Just is. But I appreciate you if you've stuck around this long. So what have we done? Today, we have seen how the cutscene actually gets linked up to like the main game. Like once we start the game, we are really starting to see now how we get into that intro cutscene, and we've literally now seen what this intro cutscene is, right? It's just a list of commands. I bet I could change any one of these numbers, and then suddenly like one of the angles is just going to be totally broken. All right, so I can safely modify these. These are just X, Y, Z positions. So let's just try 0, 0, and 0, and 0. Yeah, I'm not going to try to get this thing to build, but maybe next time I'll do that. But this is really cool. We're like now getting to a point where like we're really starting to understand how some of this stuff works. This is very much what it's like if you're a working as a programmer on the job, like when you join a new team and you've just got to like now begin to start understanding the code base. This is kind of what it would be like, depending on the language, of course, right? Depends on the language, the team, and all that stuff. But I've gotten very used to jumping into new code bases. Like for those of you who don't program but maybe are curious about it, like being a software engineer, like once you join a team, one of your first hurdles is beginning to understand a code base. And so like, what was the first thing I did? I just went to the first line of code and then just slowly but surely started piecing things together. I hope you enjoyed this, whatever your programming skill level. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this for as long as it is fun for me, and this episode was very fun seeing how cutscenes got put together, so I can't wait for the next one. Yeah, keep posting comments if this is interesting to you, or if you have any questions, and more people should get into programming. Anybody can do it, I believe that. And it's not all this, just so you know, if you've never programmed before. Like, this is a lower level language. We're looking at like a decompiled project. Like, this is all sorts of complicated. On top of computer science already being kind of a tough thing, I find that being a programmer, like part of the journey is just being comfortable being confused and not having the answer, but like working through that so that eventually things start to make sense. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and I will definitely keep doing these. Yeah, cool. I will catch you in the next one. See ya.